I think I want to start a spreadsheet for this year's garden to kind of keep track of the things that I like, that I don't like, how they grow, how long they take to germinate. And I thought it would be kind of fun to take you guys along and show you what I'm doing. That way, in case you're interested in doing something like this, you can as well. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go into Google Docs and then go over to Sheets. Or you can just go into Google Sheets from Google. And then I'm going to open a new page. But the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to name it Garden 23. And then I want to have a header. So I'm going to put Spring Garden 2023. Drag the top row here and I'm going to go up to Format, Merge Cells, Merge All. So then that just creates a header up here, and then I'm going to come over here, center it again, and then I'm going to take away everything else. So these are all going to get removed, so I'm just going to highlight them, right click, and I'm going to add a color to this, and I'm actually going to make this bigger. And then I am going to, I just have them written down, like everything that I've planted. And I'm going to probably put what it is, like if it's a pepper or a tomato or an herb or something like that. I'm going to put pepper first and then the name of the pepper. That way when I alphabetize the whole thing, it stays in categories. So pepper, mini bells, pepper, what's up?
Legless lizard.
Oh, what, did you run it over?
No. I didn't think you came up from the water from the boat. Do you want me to put him inside?
Like in, I don't want to kill him in the...
Plant right here?
Yeah.
It was so cold when I picked it on, it was like just completely stiff. You want where the sunflower planter is?
Sunflower. Oh, right here? Yeah. Okay, once I have a list going of everything that I've planted, I am actually going to add one row above because this is going to be plant day planted, day sprouted, days to germination, heat mat used, by again, and notes. And I'm sure if I wanted to, I can add more things to this, but right now I think that's what I'm going to stay at. And then let's see if I can do it this way. Okay, so I just enlarged it, and then I'm just adjusting these so that I can see the entire, what the entire thing says. Okay, so all my peppers were planted on February 1st. My tomatoes were planted on February 7th. Okay, so the days sprouted. So the jalapenos sprouted, I believe they sprouted on the 10th. So I'm just gonna write 210. And then the sweet bonnets, I noticed them yesterday, which was the 11th. So 211. And then here in the next column is where you would put the days to germination. So for instance, like the jalapeno peppers would be 10. And then these ones would be 11. This is where it can kind of get fun. Okay, so for this one right here, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to highlight however many rows I want. And then I'm going to go up to insert. I want to insert a drop down. I want to customize the color. Okay. And then for option 1, where it says heat map, did we use one? Yes. And then option 2 is going to be no. And then hit done. So then when you come over here, that color is not a good color. But that's what it looks like. So I'm going to change this color just because it's not very bright. I can't really see it. And let's see what that looks like. Okay, so that's better. So yes, I used a heat mat. Yes. I'm going to just go down all the way and hit yes for these because I did use a heat mat for these. And then as of right now, I am not using a heat mat for anything but the ground cherries. So that might change once more things germinate. I might switch over and put the tomatoes on there. But for now, I'm just going to put no. The ground cherries are. And then I'm going to come over here and do the same thing for if I would buy them again. And I'm going to just leave it empty for now. I'm going to do the same thing that I did over here by inserting a drop down. And then I have this section over here for notes. I bought 4 fruit trees, 3 peaches and 1 plum tree that I went ahead and I planted 2 of them in pots. And then I planted 2 of them in the ground where my oranges were. I went ahead and cleaned up all the weeds around where I planted the ones out in the ground. I got the bare roots. I actually only paid $14.99 for them from Tractor Supply, which I was really excited for because I wanted fruit trees, but bare roots are usually really expensive, $60, $70 at Home Depot. So when I found them for $14.99, I was like, heck yeah. So I did that, and then I added wire cages around the bottom so that the gophers don't eat the roots. And then to keep the ground moist. And then I put a cage around them. So those are the ones that are down there. And then for the ones that are up by the greenhouse that I put in a pot, I just planted them in a 15-gallon fill pot. For now, I will most likely transplant them outside maybe next year. But I planted the plum and another peach in the pot. And for that, I just grabbed soil, threw it in there, put the plant in there, and then they're there. So what you have to do with the bare roots, though, is you have to take all the soil out of them, or all of the medium that's in there for the roots to keep them moist. And then what I did is I just filled up a bucket of water and let the roots soak in there while I was working around, digging the holes or getting the soil ready, so that way it can reabsorb some moisture before I put it in the ground. Thank you so much for watching and checking out how I plan on keeping track of the things that I am growing this summer, this spring in my garden, and deciding on whether I want to plant them again or not for next year. I think from now on, I'm going to continue to do this because it gives me a good idea of the things that I do like, what I don't like, what I use, what I don't use, so I can fine tune my garden in the future. So thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I'll see you next time.